Stop everything. USCIS just changed the foundation of who qualifies for a U.S. green card, and most people haven't realized what's about to happen. The Department of Homeland Security quietly finalized a new rule that redefines eligibility. And the consequences will be felt by nearly every family, worker, and immigrant planning to adjust status in 2025. What looks like a modernization update could actually tighten the gate for thousands of pending applicants. The twist: even if you're financially stable, this new rule might still count against you. This is Immiscope, your trusted source for U.S. immigration news, policy changes, and visa updates. Why this matters now. For years, green card approvals depended on one major factor: your sponsor. Their income, their affidavit of support, and their ability to back you financially were the backbone of the process. But starting November 15, 2025, that system changes completely. USCIS will now judge you, your income, your debts, your health coverage, and even your household size. It's no longer about who supports you. It's about whether you can support yourself. And that subtle shift could reshape thousands of immigration outcomes next year. What's actually changing? USCIS has created a new financial declaration section within Form I-485, the application to register permanent residence or adjust status. Every applicant must now disclose personal financial data: income, assets, liabilities, and dependents. This replaces part of the old affidavit of support structure, meaning responsibility is moving away from your sponsor and onto you. Even if your sponsor earns well above the poverty guideline, you could still be denied for insufficient self-sufficiency. That phrase, insufficient self-sufficiency, will become one of the most important terms in immigration law this decade. According to DHS, the intent is fairness and modernization. But in practice, it introduces a new layer of subjectivity to the green card process. Two identical applicants could now receive two completely different outcomes, depending on how each officer interprets financial stability. The hidden catch. Here's where it gets deeper. This rule isn't just about new forms, it's about data. USCIS is introducing a digital financial risk scoring system. Every green card applicant will be assigned a digital profile based on factors like income history, debt-to-income ratio, and prior use of public benefits. While DHS says receiving benefits such as Medicaid or food assistance won't automatically disqualify you, internal agency guidance suggests it may still count negatively in borderline decisions. In short, even temporary use of aid during the pandemic or a short period of unemployment could now appear as a red flag in your record. That's the hidden catch. The government is no longer just reviewing documents. It's interpreting your entire financial history through data analytics. And because this scoring system operates internally, applicants won't even know how their score is calculated. That's why many immigration attorneys are warning that the automation of eligibility could bring higher denial rates without clear explanations. In essence, eligibility is shifting from human review to digital evaluation, and that's what makes this rule unlike anything before it. Practical consequences. So, what does this mean in real life? If you're applying through a family petition, USCIS will now assess both your sponsors and your own ability to maintain financial stability. If your personal income is low or you have dependents with no independent support, your case could face extra scrutiny. For employment-based applicants, the new rule requires employers to prove that your position is permanent and that they can financially maintain it for at least 1 year after your approval. This change aims to close loopholes where temporary or unstable job offers were used in adjustment applications. But it also increases documentation burdens for both applicants and employers. Refugees, asylees, and humanitarian parolees are mostly exempt from financial declarations. However, they will now face expanded medical and background screening requirements before final approval. This adds new processing layers that could stretch current USCIS timelines well into 2026. What you should do right now. First, file before November 15th if you qualify under the current system. There is no grace period, and older forms will be rejected automatically. Second, start compiling financial documents now: pay stubs, tax returns, and bank statements from the last 2 years. These records will carry more weight than ever under the new system. Third, if your income is inconsistent or you've recently changed jobs, include proof of stability such as employer letters or long-term contracts. This extra documentation could make or break your application. Fourth, always use the latest edition of Form I-485 once released. Submitting an outdated version will cause automatic rejections, even if the rest of your packet is complete. And finally, consult a licensed immigration attorney. This new rule gives USCIS officers greater discretion, meaning two similar cases might have very different outcomes depending on the reviewing officer. Missing a single document or failing to explain a short-term financial gap could delay your case for months, or worse, trigger denial. For months, or worse, trigger denial. Real-life scenario. Take Anita, a nurse from the Philippines applying through her U.S. citizen husband. Under the old rules, her husband's income alone secured her petition. But now, USCIS will also examine Anita's income, debts, and health insurance coverage. If she had gaps in employment or short-term unpaid leave, she could be flagged as financially at risk. And that's not an exaggeration, it's how the new rule functions. Thousands of applicants who once qualified may now find themselves needing to prove financial independence in ways they never anticipated. For families who rely on a single income or for international students transitioning from work visas, this change could create an entirely new set of hurdles. The Green Card eligibility overhaul of 2025 represents more than a procedural tweak. It's a structural transformation, shifting from sponsor-based guarantees to applicant-based accountability. For some, this could mean faster, cleaner approvals thanks to digital processing. For others, it's a warning. Financial uncertainty now carries greater weight than ever before. The message from USCIS is clear. Every applicant must now prove they can stand financially independent. But the process behind that proof is less transparent than ever. So, act before the deadline. File early, stay organized, and never assume your sponsor's income is enough. If you like this video, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon for future updates. Thanks for watching Immiscope. See you in the next video.